right, Shalom. All praises
So,
to Yahweh,
yeah,
Ba'ashem,
Hawa,
Yahushai, Ba'ashem,
Ba'Shem,
Rakakwadash.
Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Kakadas.
Double honors to the apostles and the elders, that great millstone who taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to luck out there, feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. And Yahweh is the true name of the Heavenly Father, which the world ignorantly calls God. Ba'ashem means in the name of. Yahushai is the true name of the Son, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. His true name is Yahushai. Those are the names of the ancient Paleo Hebrew, which our forefathers spoke, which are the Israelites according to the Bible, which consists of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, and you Israelite foreigners, who will look like the other nations, but your seed line goes back to the seed line of Jacob. You are an Israelite, all right? And once again, Lord willing, this is another edifying lesson, and we're going to be doing this lesson on this comment that a brother asked on the Elder Apostle Tahar's video, I believe it was. Yeah, so, and I wanted to make a response to this comment that I saw, because I've seen other people mention this comment, and it's just some comment board edification. So this guy says, disclosure of the wicked. He says, I just had a quick question. What if you were unconscious and you possibly received the microchip, but no one verbally told you that? Does that still count as the mark of the beast? And the short answer is yes. And brother below put this in the, basically he said, response, he said, Shalom, if you get in any way, it was the Lord's will, and it means you're not part of the elect, okay? So yeah, so if you take that chip, regardless of how it was put inside of you, right? Because the marker of the beast is something that is going to be put inside of you. That is ultimately your judgment, okay? Now I'm going to bring out this precept proving that the elect is not going to take that mark of the beast. Revelation 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. This hour of temptation is speaking about the mark of the beast when it's going to be implemented. Or that's why it's called the hour of temptation, because many people will be tempted into taking that chip. Some people, they will actually get it forced into them. And the thing is, if that's the case, then you're not part of the elect, which is a scary judgment. Okay, and the Lord, He promised His elect to keep us from the hour of temptation. Okay, you have anything to add?
What, let's see. It's, let's see. Salaki, I'm driving right
It's
now, man,
okay. It's
but like,
okay. It's okay.
but
Uh,
but like going on, Salaki, going along with what you said, right? Like, the precept, like, I can't think of the name of the precept right now, or how it went, but like, well, like basically, right? He prayed, he prayed to this, to the Heavenly Father, for his elect, right? So like, like the elect, right? No matter what happens, they're not going to take the RFID microchip, right? The Lord's going to put on their spirit to resist, or just have it, put them in a situation where like they end up ultimately not taking the chip, no matter how it goes, because what is it in the Lord's prayer, like thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil, right? Right. So,
yeah.
right. So no matter what, right? Right. Everyone's gonna get tried, right? But the elect, right? They're not gonna get led into temptation, and even when they deny it, right? The Lord's gonna make it a way where they're gonna deliver them from the chip, right? So like what they call like Esau might find a fourth, right? The chip on the thing, right? Like the Lord might put spiritual powers on things, right? Which it goes along with the next pretty time thing, like when the enemy comes like a flood, the Lord looks a standard, right? With the paraphrasing, right? The Lord can give Jake spiritual powers, right? Or like his kid could become like hardened like rock or steel, and when they try to like inject that corruption that has the charagma, right? The needle will just fucking break or bounce off, not penetrating his skin. So therefore, the mark can't even be delivered on you, man, because your skin's so damn hard, man. That's the type of spiritual power that we have, that us Arkansas believe in, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring that precept out after you're done.
You guys got bring those precepts out.
Yeah,
and the last precept I have is like.
Oh, Salakia.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, take care of it. Go ahead.
Isaiah 59:19. It says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. And when the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." That's speaking about those powers, right? And when the enemy shall come in like a flood, well, when he's going to come in like a flood? When martial law troops are on the ground, and also when this devil is trying to push and implement the mark of the beast into people's body, okay? And I was looking for a precept. There was a certain prayer you brothers probably are able to follow online. I can't find it at the moment, but there's a certain prayer that's not to take the mark of the beast prayer. One of the brothers does have it on their channel. But first of all, you should pray to the Lord. And I'm speaking about a Hebrew prayer, by the way. But there's, you can just pray to the Lord, man. Not first of all, to keep you, make sure you do not take that mark of the beast. That's one prayer that you should have, right? The prayer not to take the mark of the beast. And another thing I would like to mention is Psalm 51 in KJV. So let's go here. This is the book of Psalm 91, actually. Salakia. And yeah, so it says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler, and from the noisome pestilence. And He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shalt thou trust, and His truth shall be thy shield and buckler." Okay, snare of the fowler. Let's go into this word snare, right? And that also goes into Luke 21:35. It means it goes into meaning trap, a trapping device. Okay? So that's modern day snare is what? The mark of the beast, right? Because let's bring this out just to this is Luke 21:35. It says, "For as a snare shall it come on all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. And watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man." Right? So watch ye therefore and pray that ye be accounted escape all these things. And that's basically, you have to pray that you're not put into that situation where you're given a chip and it's forced into you. Okay, because if that's your lot, then you ended up there. Okay, that was just ordained by the Lord, and that's a scary judgment. But if that's your lot, right? That's just you have to pray to the Lord that you don't end up in those situations. Okay, you have to be counted. You have to pray, watch, and pray to be counted worthy to escape all these things. And that snare is that mark of the beast, that RFID microchip. And that's what we're doing right now. We're watching, praying, right? Making our calling election sure, meaning because the Lord, He has His prophets back. You know what I'm saying? He has His prophets back. If you're warning people about the mark of the beast, you're sincere, man of the Lord, right? You're sincere servant of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, right? The Lord is not gonna cause you to get that chip. You have to have faith. The Lord's not going to cause you to get that chip if you're sincere. You're servant of how do you say it? Servant of Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. Okay, but that's just the answer to this question, because I've heard a few people ask this question, and I just wanted to give some precepts backing this up, basically. And yeah, once again, like the brother said too, the Lord's men will also be giving spiritual powers. So that's not gonna, when that happens, that's not going to even how do I say? They're not going to even, how do I say this, man? The elect are going to be stronger than these devils. Okay, when they try to chip people or whatever, you pray to the Lord that you're account worthy to escape those things, and that could be in the form of even getting spiritual powers, right? Because the Lord, right, and throughout the scriptures, right, like when certain individuals were trapped, right? For example, Peter, right? I believe it was Peter who got put in jail, right? Let me find this. Yeah, I'm gonna bring this out just as a, yeah, as an example. Like you have to understand the Lord, if he's with you, he will allow miracles like this to happen, right? Acts chapter 5 verse 19. I'm gonna actually read the full chapter just because it's like you. It says, then the high priest rose up and okay, so lucky that and the high priest rose up and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. Okay, see, it says, but the angel of the Lord by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, go stand and speak in the temple to the people all those words of this life. And when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. Right? And then another example, go Acts 12. It says, okay, it says, so Peter was kept in jail, but the people of the church were praying earnestly for Yahweh for him. And when Herod would have brought him forth, the same night Peter was sleeping between two soldiers, bound with two chains, and the keepers before the door kept the prison. And behold, the angel of the Lord came upon him, and a light shined in the prison, and he smote Peter on the side, and raised him up, saying, arise up quickly, and his chains fell off from his hands. And the angel said unto him, gird thyself and bind on thy sandals. And so he did, and he said unto him, cast thy garment about thee and follow me. And he went out and followed him. And basically this is Peter getting an angel basically helping Peter get out of jail, right? The Lord delivered Peter, right, and from the guards, and when he was thrown in prison, right? So the Lord, he's going to do miracles, during those times, okay? But yeah, so ultimately, just to respond to this question, right? If you're part of the elect, you will not take the chip. Okay, that's just plain and simple. If you're part of the elect, you will not take the chip. So you have to pray to the Lord that He counts you worthy, and ultimately you don't end up taking that RFID microchip, or that chip, which is the mark of the beast. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to speak about. Do you have anything else?
I had one that was on the tip of my tongue, but I forgot. Lord, it'll come back to me. Let's see what it was. It's a blocking.
All right, that's cool. Yeah, but that's pretty much all I wanted to bring out. So yeah, so with that, we're gonna give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and double honors to the apostles and the elders at Great Millstone, and salutations to the elect out there feeding the sheep of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai. Shalom. and a bob a
A
ball.
wall. A wall. A wall.